What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In yesterday's video, I gave to you guys a sick burn deck that I was kind of tearing up the ladder with myself, and ironically enough, we had a different style of burn actually make it to rank 1 on the ladder from none other than Ruben Zoo. If you guys don't know Ruben, Riot employee, ex-pro Magic player, I believe, and just a super great talent of the game. Got to rank 1 using a very funny burn deck, I will say. A lot of it is pretty traditional and running a lot of the same cards as the deck I was showing yesterday, with one key note that really separated it from the pack. So as you saw from my list yesterday, we're running 3 copies of DRAVEN, right? Same in this list today, except he opted for 1 copy of Ezreal. And what that copy provides is, most people would think like, oh, you run that, people think they're playing as DRAVEN, and then they don't really see the value past like turn 1. As soon as you play something like Legion Saboteur, for example, they'll kind of tell that you're more of an aggro variant, right? But what gets overlooked and how this actually does affect is when their mulligan phase starts, they are mulliganing for as DRAVEN generally, so they don't go for a lot of their anti-aggro options if they have them in the deck. And messing up a mulligan, a lot of games, I always say, are decided at the mulligan. So if you can mess up your mulligan by just running a 1-up of Ezreal in your DRAVEN burn deck, it's actually super funny and gets you a lot of value, more than you'd expect. So I really like that. It's something I hadn't considered before, so I'm excited to show you guys the list and run through the games with you guys today. All right, so here is the deck. So very similar to yesterday, running a lot of the same components that we saw in the deck from yesterday. Reborn Grenadier, very strong card right now, and especially with all the discard that we're running in this style of the deck, very powerful, along with Fallen Rider and Lost Soul. Both of those just get repeated value when you're able to discard, able to buff up the Fallen Rider. Lost Soul creating the 4/3 challenger is also very strong, especially at removing units in maybe slower matchups. Very strong card. We are running the full set of Mystic, Get Excited, Fervor, and Decimate. So we have the full burn package here. Like we said, with the 1 of Ezreal, a lot of the times they mulligan for a DRAVEN Ezreal matchup. And if you're able to tag in those tags on the first couple of beginning turns of the game, you're really able to just finish strong with all the burn in hand. They almost can't really come back from that. And it's a very clever decision by Ruben Zoo to add the 1 of Ezreal. Ezreal's not even a like bad burn card in my opinion, because 1/3 elusive body that creates mystic shots. You get a lot of value from that. So when you do draw him, it's not like he bricks your hand or anything by any means. So this is a very clever take on the burn archetype. I'm a big fan of it. Excited to show you guys what the games have in store with that. Definitely think we have the edge in this matchup. I think I'm going to keep both of these because they do synergize really well together. Set this up for 2 to still have a 1 attack. I think I'm going to kick the Mystic though. Yeah, this looks nice. I could opt for the Saboteur, but I think since this is ephemeral, it makes the most sense on 1. If I found something like DRAVEN, it might make sense to keep. But at that point, since we have second Fallen Rider, we still get value from it. So I think it's still just Grenadier. Also is interesting, but I think we still just go with the strong start with these units. We'll see if he trades the Chemist here. Either way, we're happy. We get 3 damage, or you know, like these Fearsomes are going to put in work. So this is a win-win no matter what. Something like a Zaunite would be pretty nice. DRAVEN works. Let's go Fallen Rider into DRAVEN. I think I will develop that just because DRAVEN quick attack always makes it worth. He is setting up a lot of landmarks, so something like Ziggs is looking pretty good. Honestly, here, I guess it's Zaunite into the other Fallen Rider. It's really good. The Risen Rider, excuse me. If he doesn't have Fearsome blockers, he has 1. Still seems nice. Should just push 4 here and these all trade. He's gonna get a 2/2 I might, depending on what he plays here, look to just go Poro Cannon into this. Yeah. Because I could take the one fearsome blocker, right? Which is the Ziggs. I kind of just kill his attack here as well. He only has 1 mana, so I probably just open attack, swing for 4, kill Ziggs. It's good. I don't even think we call for like developing Draven here. I think he realizes that it just dies anyway, so he's like, let me just take this out, right? Said all that, and I'm like considering though, I just develop the crew. I'm gonna try that. We might get punished for this, because if he has like Rite of the Arcane, he could just set this off. Well, I've been known to be a risky player. I'm down to take the chance. Yeah, so I mean, still trading his big 5/3 into our 4/2, not too bad. And I can just push damage with Poros? Either Poros or like Boom Crew even. I'm gonna go Poros here, I think. Push 1 extra damage, get the Revenant back online. Push him to 13. These guys push 3 on their own, get him to 10. Pretty decent. Plus, obviously, we have second Draven in hand.
If it's made of sand, I can write it.
He can do what he wants with that. It'll eat the vulnerable. Uh-oh. Leveled Ziggs, here we go.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Light the fuse. I go.
I think this can just trade. So this keep kind of like the damage a little bit in order. He's gonna push 2 from the Preservarium. I think it's just play this Draven here. It's a little awkward because, ooh, more awkward. Kind of change stuff a bit. I think attack like this is fine, and I can Mystic Shot here. You could have something like Shapestone, but we'll force it out. We'll see what's up. He only has 3 cards in hand, so I feel somewhat comfortable doing this. Hourglass, sure. So this will kill the Poro initially, so that's not too bad. But this is a little spooky. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he'll come back with... Oh, full health, because, yeah, he didn't get hit yet. Gives us fodder to discard. Quicksand, just keeping his unit healthy. Fine with me. I think the main thing we're concerned with there is just keeping the units healthy. We're going to play Poros first, because if he destroys a landmark, I'd much rather have the Poros take the hit, right? And we'll go Saboteur Boom Crew here at this point. Literally down to 1 card. Assuming some type of landmark destruction, maybe? Right. It's both of these. Honestly, it might be like Boom Crew Poro. Because this pushes 1/2, but it like dies, and this will at least maintain on the board. I think I'm just gonna hit face right and then play the Revenant. actually kind of nuts. The way he's drawing, bro.
No one's the wiser.
So let's say I swing all. He kills 2 blockers always, but I still have 2 units no matter what. Plus I'll get the axe to activate this. So he'll go like block, block. I push like 6 or something. 3 plus 2, 5. If I find decimate, plus I win. I think this is fine. Just damage the units. He even goes down to 3. That's extra sus. We'll take that. Knowing we have Get Exciteds, Fervors. Lots of different spells that close the job at that point. Miss you, Draven. You did your thing. Appreciate the axe. It might be worth to just like normal play the Lost Soul at this point. I wish he let us take him to 3. Tell you. I mean, with this, I can like axe kill that. Let's see what's up. Honestly, this is dealing like a lot of damage, right? I think I have to Get Excited Ziggs. This will all die. But then I can just normal play this and it blocks Xerath. This seems like the right line. Plus it lives. This effect goes. We'll have a challenger, so depending on it'll go down to top decks at this point. And we have a little bit of an advantage with 2 cards in hand. Got him, boys. Came down to the wire, but that was a good one. Really grindy matchup for sure. I think I like a lot of the components of this hand. I have Sab into the 0 mana Poro Cannon Grenadier. Fervor to deny some healing, maybe a Vile Piece if he doesn't go for it on 2. And it seems kind of spicy. Keeping it real. Little 5 damage. This is when we hope we got him with the the Ezreal bait. Hopefully messed up his mulligan, because if he doesn't look for a lot of the anti-aggro stuff, we are in a good spot. I'm probably just gonna take this pass. I think I'm just gonna go for the open attack. If he goes for like a Vile Feast here, for example, I think this is a good Fervor. Even if he has another one, just making him use more removal on the same unit's pretty good. Get him down to 10 already. I think I'm gonna develop the ballistic bot and just start that whole process. Plus it'll get buffed by these Poros if I decide to play them. This is at 2. I think I'm gonna push the 1 damage, get him to 9, right? So he can use this to remove like DRAVEN, for example. And I think I'm gonna make him do that, and then I'll play the Lost Soul here. So he goes for DRAVEN. I think I'll buff the Poro real here. And we'll drag the Revenant. I guess I could have let that go through first. I think this is still good. Threaten a lot of damage. And if he wants to keep Vigar alive, it's going to be very difficult for him. Going to have 5 burn in hand next round with the Ignition and the Decimate if he's not able to remove it. Maybe I do this and like force these to trade down. And obviously if he doesn't block the Ballistic Bot, we're in a very good spot. So I think that's fine. Get the Lost Soul back. And have him deal with it now. So we have exactly enough burn to technically get the kill. I think it's just this plus the decimate. He'll probably use the darkness on the ballistic bot, right? And we'll probably just try to present a lot of elusive damage and then see if we can like threaten the burn on top of that. Like when he goes for removal, like if one of these can get through, then the mystic shot can kill, as long as it's not healing. It kind of depends on that. The Ezreal big body kind of looking good as well.
Can a spirit fight to the death? Thinking I'll learn soon.
So you can use this to kill Ezreal. But if he has like Whale or something, yeah, he has to play under it. So these guys are literally dealing 2 on their own. We'll see what he has to deal with this. Maybe like a pokey stick. Completely fine. I think I'll let that go. And now we beat Vilefeast, so we should just win the game.
I'm here till it's done, and it's never done.
He probably would have used it, but like we're just playing around the draw of it. Could be GG. I don't think there's anything he could have. Absorb Soul Gamers? No. Easy. Just kind of walk through that one. I really do think he might have... We got him on the mole there, because he didn't have like any early game anti-aggro cards other than the one Vial, which is going to make our life a lot easier in that kind of matchup. I like these two working together. I think I'm going to lose both of these, but like 1-2 kind of set up. We get to draw, cycle. All good. And then a matchup like this, before Poppy and Lulu come down and get set up, I feel like they normally don't have good Fearsome blockers. We're still going to go with Zonite for that reason. They'll have to like use buffs like Twins or something. Not Twins, excuse me, like Sharp Sight. Get the 4 damage clocked in. We have like units to develop on future turns. We could even use a Fervor to kind of like brick out certain components. I don't think he wants to block with either of these, so getting 6 is huge. You know, when we're a burn deck, and this is another situation where I'm not totally sure if he's recognizing that yet, but we definitely are, and that's huge for us. I think I might want to go Fallen Rider over some of these other options, like the Fervor, for example, depending on what he develops. So he goes Lulu. We just pass for sure. I feel like he wouldn't want to block with the Lulu, so I think I need to at least try with the Fallen Rider, right? See what happens. Or maybe even Mystic. Maybe this isn't a bad Mystic here. Now I could just go wider in units, and again, I don't think he wants to trade off Lulu, so we're definitely going to try to punish him with that. Especially, I don't think he wants to trade off Yordlesmith either. So, a lot of good developments here. He probably just blocks 2 damage, and if he blocks only 2, he goes down to 7, and we have exactly 7 burn in hand. So it'd just be a matter of confirming the Fervor at that point. Thinking, that's what I'm saying. When you let the greed take over, just greed themselves off of this. Oh, actually gives us a Yordlesmith. That's a little annoying. Boom Crew can, if we can get a confirmation on our next attack, would be enough. Or if we just draw into more burn. So not the worst situation. We'll just see what happens here. This strikes me as probably using a buff defensively to keep this alive, because... Oh, or not. I think the greed normally would just take over in that spot. But I think we'll just play this other Fallen Rider as like a blocker. He should be able to pull a unit off of this that's playable. So we just have to be cautious about dying to a rally. I could kill Lulu. think I'm gonna wait. Might be to my detriment. We'll see. I just use Ezreal as a blocker. He has exactly rally mana. I think I'll develop Ez. If he plays under rally, like, I think we're extra good here. This will be difficult for him because we could kill Lulu always. We could kill Poppy always as well, really. And killing most of his units will make his rally, like, terrible, clearly. Yeah, this goes to 4-4. We just block. We'd want him to use his mana in that type of way. Yeah, okay, so he plays under rally. Pretty much good. I can set up Boom Crew safely at this point, too, now. I'll try to just keep both of these units alive, block with the Fearsomes. And this Mystic I'd get from Ezreal would be pretty big, as well as obviously just confirming the other. It's good to me. Back with these two, get the two confirmed. For him to interact with these would honestly use a good amount of mana, so this would be even better. Okay, now that this happened, 3 Mystics, GG, we have enough mana. Nice try, my friend. We'll just load it all on the stack and get him out of here. On to the next game. This is the rally. Fortunately, not enough, my friend. And it's funny because like the one of Ezreal actually does provide some value, even though it's not like the most aggro card. It works. It works as serviceable burn for sure. So it provides a lot of flexibility for sure for us.